friends, and welcome to Drinking Beer with Matingas. This is Chimba, and I hate this.
¿Qué te puedo decir, baby?
Alright, no fucking anything like always. Coming at you hot. This is Drinking Beer with Matingas. This episode is sponsored by my fucking Patreon. Fucking finally did it. Check out my Patreon. You can support me with any money and I'll give you a shout out. Shout out to my first 4 patrons, who is my friend Kevin. Fucking love that dude. My cousin Joe, who I've already mentioned that he watches this shit. I don't know why. My imaginary girlfriend from Instagram. She knows who she is, even though she hates me calling her that. And finally, Dylan. Dylan sponsored this particular show, so I got him curious about what I look like naked, and he fell for it. And now he knows what I look like naked. If you wanna do that, you can fucking check out my Patreon, and it's like OnlyFans, but with Patreon. What I got you today, besides announcing my Patreon and my books, like fucking always, buy my books. If you don't want to give money to Amazon, you can buy them through my Patreon, and I would send you my books signed. I have Chimba. I wish I could have. Fucking cat just jumped up the bookshelf and fell. And now she's pretending like nothing happened. She's just looking at herself like, oh, yeah, I didn't do a mistake. Anyway, this is beer drinking, not fucking rambling with Matingas, even though I always do that. I got this beers from Licores de la Sexta, like always. I have my 30 glasses, like always. I want to point out the price. I got Juan Corderos for 47 pesos, like always. Canneria from Ensenada. This one was 88 pesos, $5. This one was 66 pesos for $3. And then I got this Principia from Monterrey called Quasar, or there's an accent on the A. Quasar, I don't know how to say it. I had it at a restaurant and it was called IPL, so I thought it was an English pale lager, Indian pale lager. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a fucking IPL. The bottle says rye IPA. So, the restaurant probably fucked it up and it made me thought it was an IPL. I loved it. I wasn't thinking like, oh, is this really an IPL? It tasted great. That's what I care about. That's what I always care about. I don't care the style. I like shit tasting great. And now we have Canneria. Why Canneria? The can stood up to me. I was just like, all right, what the fuck is this? It's called Traileros Encristalados, which means high on meth truckers. And it has a cow on a fucking trailer. And it doesn't even tell you the style of beer it is. Or at least I didn't when I picked it up. 5.2% alcohol. It just has the name of the beer, Traileros Encristalados, which again means truck drivers high on crystal meth. And then I felt like drinking IPA. The Canneria had a bunch of interesting cans. They are all like this type of branding, which is, and I said it before, the can sometimes just calls you out and you want to buy it. And some breweries have horrible cans or horrible designs, and then you're just like, I don't want to drink it. I don't care if people say don't judge a book by its cover. I say fuck that shit. Book and judge by its cover. Judge a book by its cover. That's why you try to create a great cover. If someone is dressed like a douchebag, I'm gonna assume he's a fucking douchebag. If someone's dressed like a fucking punk dude, I'm gonna think he's a punk. Like that. Just judge shit by how you see shit. If you're wrong, hey, maybe you're wrong, but first impressions matter. And my first impression of this is that it's not something I would say like, oh, I'm gonna get, or it's not something like I wouldn't be proud to be like, oh, this is my favorite beer. Look at the label. Even though Cerdo Capitalista from Celaya is a hilarious label and it's a great beer, all pure mosaic IPA. I wouldn't be like, shit, just it's my favorite beer. Oh shit, it's dark. It's dark. I expected a Tecate style beer because it's named after truck drivers, but look at this fucking shit. I was completely off the mark. 5.2% alcohol is dark as shit. It's called Vacas Locas. Cows and crazies. I have no idea what it means, and at the bottom it says Traileros Encristalados. There's no indication that this was gonna be a dark beer. Nowhere. Unless you assume a cow means milk stout. But this smells like a stout. It pours like a Coca-Cola, like stouts should. It smells. I'm honestly amazed. I was completely guessing it was gonna be a lager, or more towards that, towards something that a truck driver would drink. But no, we have a stout. And it's not bad. And I want to say it's on the good side, but it's not creamy, it's not stoutish. Sometimes black IPAs, they call this shit. It's not hoppy. It's not sweet. So it's fresh. I have no idea what I'm drinking. It's alright. It has a chocolate end to it, but it's light on the palate. It's not creamy. It's not overwhelming my mouth with just stout sensation. It has that alcohol kick at the end that some stouts that aren't that well balanced have. In general, I'm completely shocked that this beer is a dark beer, and that it doesn't say anything about it in here, that this would indicate that this is that. So Canneria, whatever the fuck this is, I want to get it again. And now we have IPA del Lic. IPA del Lic, which would mean del licenciado, meaning like licenciado is like licenciado is someone that just has a graduate degree or a degree of some sort, like a college degree. So this is the IPA of el licenciado. Burst a little bit, that's fine. And it has an IPA smell and an IPA look. Darker than the usual lighter or hoppy IPAs. Horrible pour it worked out because it's not a pint, it's a cheap tasting glass. Darker than gold, more on the rusty metal, I guess, color. Holy shit. Thanks for my patrons for like subscribing to this stupid shit and all the shit I have to say. I wanted to also say this is coming up to you every Friday, uploading every Saturday morning. Because now I have a Patreon, I thought, hey, I gotta get some stability in this shit. So I'm gonna do this shit every Friday. Grab beers from wherever. Licores Cactus, San Diego, Craft Beer Club, whatever. But I'm gonna be trying to make this a real thing. So subscribe to my Patreon. Let me know what you want to see me drink, review, or do. If you want to see my butthole, there's a price for that too. Bichos, the cats are fighting. It smells alright. It's sweet, not hoppy. It's alright. It's not convincing. So, as a summary, Canneria Cerveza Canneria from Ensenada. A stout that has no indication that it's a stout, unless it's a black IPA or a porter or something else that they don't let me know. I'm gonna call it a stout. And it's alright. I wouldn't get it again. And an IPA that's alright. I would probably not get it again. There's definitely better IPAs and better 6.5 alcohol. Better IPAs and better stouts out there. It doesn't show the hops. It does barely. It's alright. It's drinkable. I'm gonna drink them both and be like they're alright. I feel like now I say this on every video where I get like a basic IPA. I'm like, oh, it's just an alright, straightforward IPA. I wouldn't get it again. Not like this. I'm curious about Canneria. I've seen their post. I love the cans. I mean, it's more of a joke of label, but I love where they're going. It's not something I will get again. As Principia goes, this one I haven't had it in a bottle. I'll leave in the comments and let you know what I think about this in the bottle. But I had it as tap beer over at Verde Crema, a fancy restaurant. It was delicious, and it tells you the hops: Equinaut, Idaho 7, and Nasaka. I know Equinaut and Nasaka. They're both dry, good hops. Cerveza supermasiva, so it's super massive beer. It says right here. I don't give a shit about that. Objeto quasi estelar, so it's like almost a stellar beer. I hate the jerking off about their own beer. But Principia has been good to me. Their lager tastes like champagne and I loved it. It's the best I've had from Monterrey. This is not the best I've had from Ensenada. There's way better breweries in Ensenada. But for being a brewery that I don't really know much about, and it's just like it's upcoming, even though I saw like 7-8 different styles at the liquor shop. It's alright. It doesn't have diacetyl or anything that you just like, yeah, this is undrinkable. But it's just nothing to get out of your way about. But the cans are cool. Hurrah to their designer, whoever the designer of this cans is. Props to you. I like the names too. Can design. Judge a book by its cover, and it's a good cover. And then you read it, and you're just like, it's an alright book. That's how kind of these beers are. If you like this cover, you might find out that's just an okay book. See, there's a titty. I mentioned that before. Hey, if you don't like the cover, it might be a better book. Shit happens. There's beers with bad designs that are great, and there's beers with great designs that are horrible. I'm talking to you, fucking Belching Beaver. Fuck you, Belching Beaver, because your beers have been garbage, but your designs are fucking great. So it speaks volumes if you own a brewery, or if you think about owning a brewery. It speaks volumes what you do with the brand. And Canneria from this too. They're a little bit all over the place. I think they don't seem to have a branding. But it's cool as shit. I liked it. I walked by the fridge and the first thing I saw was like a fucking cow and a beer called Truckers on Meth. And I was like, I want to fucking try that. But anyway, this is going long. I appreciate anyone that watches this shit. Seriously, thank you so much. It means the world to me. Anyone that supports my Patreon, patreon.com/Matingas, because I'm Matingas. It's more than just these beer videos. I want to do more travel adventure and drink beers from all over the world. That's my goal. So please hit subscribe. All that fucking bullshit that YouTubers and Patreon do, you know, it's right here. Hit subscribe and hit like and subscribe to my Patreon. And yes, I have the idea of making a podcast. I have the idea of having guests and whatnot. Help me grow. As I grow, you grow. 50 minutes exact. 15 minutes exactly. Peace.